Okay, we'll get going here in a second. Again, welcome to everybody who is just now joining us. All right, well, let's start. The goal of the Flip Your Trip program is to help folks in the West Seattle area get around while the bridge repairs are being completed. Another important goal is to support the communities that have been negatively impacted by the detour traffic, which includes South Park, Georgetown, Highland Park. And because everyone has unique mobility needs based on where you live, where you need to go, how you prefer to get around, we're trying to provide the program in a wide variety of ways to support a wide variety of travel options. So for example, we have $25 in free rides that you can use on transit or you could use on scooters. We're supporting van pooling and van sharing. We're also doing seasonal promotions and events. So in the near future, you're going to be hearing a lot more about some of the more active transportation options like walking, biking, and using scooters to get around. And then finally, we're providing as much trip assistance as we can. And we'll talk more about what that looks like. And in addition, we're trying to make the program as accessible as possible. For example, we're offering the program in 9 different languages and working with community organizations to bring the program to more people in more communities.
We're going to learn about fixed routes and what type of transit operates on them. And this is a map right here showing all the bus service and lines that are serving the West Seattle area. While we won't be covering every route tonight, we do want to highlight that there's an abundance amount of options out there to travel on transit. And Stephanie and I and Jordan are here to help you navigate through all of them today. Next, we're going to learn a little bit more about this rapid ride. You may see these bright red buses on the roads. They operate at a very high frequent rate. An important factor to note when riding rapid ride is the Orca card reader is actually outside the bus, normally at the bus stop station or the waiting area. And you can ride the Sea Line bus routing starting at Fauntleroy and travel to Alaska Junction, downtown Seattle, and South Lake Union. Next, we want to address the King County Metro bus you may have seen. These are often green, purple, and yellow buses you'll see around the city. And these travel within Seattle and South King County and the entire King County. You can take bus route 50 to connect to Alki, the SODO-Link light rail station, Beacon Hill, and Seattle areas. Next, a different transit agency is Sound Transit, and they have the Express bus, which is very helpful. These buses are a little bit different. They're a little larger, white, and have these blue waves on them. And these Sound Transit bus often connect cities to cities. And you can ride Route 560 to connect to Renton and Bellevue. This route is also very useful to get to the airport, and you can travel without worrying about parking. Next, Sound Transit offers Link Light Rail. This is actually one of my personal favorites. It's fast, it's frequent. There are so many multiple stops and connecting stations as they continue to expand this program and this project. The most frequent and convenient station to our West Seattle residents here tonight will be the SODO station. And at that station, you can be connected to all the other existing stations for sports event, recreation, travel, work, or school. Next, we have our famous water taxi, very dear to West Seattle hearts. This can be a quick connector from Seacrest Park to Pier 50 downtown. The water taxi does operate 7 days a week, all year round, and you can ride for free with the DART shuttle route 773 or 775 to access the water taxi. Our next fixed route service is streetcars. You can use the streetcar starting in First Hill or South Lake Union. Both of the South Lake Union and First Hill lines are connected to multiple other bus routes and light rail stations. For example, you can get connected to the Pioneer Square Station, International District, Central District, and Capitol Hill Station. We'll go ahead and move in a little bit more about talking about a few best practice when you are trip planning. And trip planning can be done via online, printed, or via phone. A few tools we're going to share here tonight. The first one is called Metro Trip Planner. And this allows you to input your information and it will break down different routes for you. We often encourage that this tool is best to utilize for shorter and neighborhood trips. The next one is Google Maps that a lot of people may be familiar with. This tool actually allows you to see multiple routes using multiple different methods of transit, such as the light rails, such as the bus, walking or biking as well. And we highly recommend that this tool is best for longer rides and connecting between cities and cities. Another couple really handy tools is the app One Bus Away. And this is a great app so you can check real-time vehicle location and the bus schedules. It'll provide you updates when your bus ride is coming earlier or a little bit later due to delay time. And we also have another resource. It is called findaride.org. And this one allows you to trip plan between county to county level, going on a larger scope. This can also provide a list of travel tools so that you can add for customized and specialized trip services. And one of our last tools, and this one is actually my personal favorite, you do not need any fancy phone, you don't need a data plan. If you have a cell that has text message, then this is a great tool. We call it Text for Departure. You can text your bus stop number to the number 62550, and it will deliver you a text message with arriving bus schedules. And the bus stop can be found on the bus stop signage in the bottom left-hand corner, just like this image right here where it's circled. Next, we're going to actually talk about some services that are specific for medical service and paratransit service. A very popular program that we have is our HOPELINK Medicaid transportation program. And this offers rides from and to medical appointments for Medicaid recipients. HOPELINK offers multiple levels of this support, such as public transit assistance, a gas card reimbursement, and then the highest level is a door-to-door service. To check your eligibility for this program, please feel free to call your insurance provider to see if you have the transportation option included in your benefit package, and they can provide you the best information to get connected to these levels of tiers. Our next resource we have is from King County Metro, and it's called Access. Access is a specialized service for people experiencing disabilities who are unable to use fixed route buses. And to enroll in this program, please feel free to submit an application or call the number on the screen for more information. And we are going to share additional transportation services that you can use as resource and supplement tools for your trip planning. We are introducing the Transportation Resource Line. This is a fabulous resource that you can find one-on-one best trip planning to really fit the needs that you have. And this is actually staffed by a HOPELINK staff. It operates from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday, and it's one person managing all these calls. Our staff is amazing. His name is Julio, very welcoming and patient, and always welcome to help folks get around. And we also have another tool, and the next slide is if there is any concern or to address language barriers when accessing information about transit, please feel free to call King County Metro or Sound Transit Metro Interpretation Service for assistance in your language. And you can call either of these numbers on the screen right there.
And then finally, Jordan and I are basically your customer service people for the Flip Your Trip program. So we are providing personal assistance along the way. So this is one example of that. You can fill out a quick form saying, hey, I would like you to help me research my options and tell us all the different modes you're interested in exploring. But this is another way that you can get some additional trip planning support, and we're all working together to make sure you have the information you need to make decisions about how to get around. Also, we're going to be doing more and more programming around active transportation here in the coming months. So with supporting bicycling, walking, again, and scooters. And the reason I mention that in this context is that bicycling is another way that you can improve your transit trip. I'm what I call a multimodal commuter. I see my bike as an extension of the bus, and I see the bus as an extension of my bike. And for me, they work best together. Scooters are also an important option for thinking about getting to and from transit connections. So for example, if you have to go a mile to get to the nearest bus, that can take 20 minutes to walk, but it could take 5 minutes on a scooter. Also with the scooters, you don't have to deal with parking once you get there. You just park the scooter respectfully and courteously off to the side, and you can jump on transit. Another important thing to know about the scooter share companies is they all have an equity pricing option available. So if you're eligible for any of the other public assistance programs, you're probably eligible for their equity pricing, which actually brings the scooter trips down to about pennies per ride. So everyone who lives in lives or works in West Seattle, South Park, or Georgetown is eligible for $25 in free rides, and you can use that on transit, Metro bus, the water taxi, light rail, sound transit, the streetcar. So those are the various options for using those free rides. In the Flip Your Trip program, there's kind of two options you have. One option is through the Transit Go Ticket app. This is a mobile ticketing app developed to as an alternative to an ORCA card. Most of us are maybe familiar with ORCA cards. It's a free app, and they have it for Android or iPhone. And one of the benefits of using the Transit Go app to access the $25 is it does include the scooter option in the app. And another benefit is, as you use trips in the app, you can earn some points that you eventually could then redeem for some extra free trips. The ORCA card is another option, and when you sign up, we'll give you an invite code that you can use for the Transit Go app, or you'll have a link to a form that you can go in and request the ORCA option. The ORCA option might be better for you if you don't have a smartphone or a data plan, if you don't just have trouble with apps, or if you have an existing ORCA card, especially if it's a reduced fare card or a senior card, you can take the ORCA card we will send you and add that balance to your existing card so your trips go farther, your $25 goes farther. Another reason that you might want to consider the ORCA option is if you know that you're going to be taking transit trips that involve a lot of transfers. The Transit Go app doesn't do transfers, ORCA does. I'm going to spend a few slides talking about the Transit Go app since it's new to most people that we talk to, just to demystify it a little bit and show you what some of it looks like and some of the resources available to help support you. So first of all, the way you would get these $25 in free trips in the Transit Go app is in the form of points in a reward system. So the currency that we're dealing with is points. You get points, 2,500 points, and then you use those points to kind of buy bus tickets. So when you sign up for the program, we'll give you an invite code that would populate your Transit Go app with 2,500 points. And then we also have included on our website, and Jordan can put this in the chat, a link to a step-by-step guide that will walk you through the process of doing this. I'm going to show you a few of those steps, but not all of them. Oh, and that is also available in all 9 languages, our step-by-step guide. So when you sign up, you're going to get a welcome email. It'll have this an invite code that looks something like this, and then that's what you would use to plug it into the Transit Go Ticket app. And some of the main features of the app are, here is where you would use tickets that you have already purchased. And it's a wallet basically where you bought tickets with either money or points. The stores where you can go in and buy tickets for money. So you can also just buy transit tickets with money here. You can also do this either online or at a retail location. There's a trip planner that's self-explanatory. And then the rewards function is what we're going to talk about here in a second. This is where you go to redeem points for free rides. So the rewards is where the Transit Go free rides live. And then more is things like, personal settings and things like that. So let's say it's a gorgeous midwinter Saturday and you want to go ride the big wheel in downtown Seattle, but you don't want to deal with the detour or the traffic or parking. So this is where you would go to use your rewards, your free rides in the app. So you would click on rewards, and then this is what it looks like in Android. And here's where rewards are in the iPhone. And then inside the rewards, there's 3 sections. There's the earnings. This is where you can earn points for taking trips, and then redeem. That's where you're going to use your free points. And then, we would go to redeem. So I've got 2,500 points to spend, and I'm going to redeem them. I want to take the water taxi. So I tap here on water taxi. And then I'm going to get this screen over here that says, are you sure you want to redeem your points for a trip on the water taxi? And I would say yes. Now, if you can either use that trip right away, or it can go into your wallet. So if you don't use the trip right away and you're not ready to use that ticket just yet, you would then go back and grab it from the wallet, and it's called Use in the app. So now I'm ready to go ride the water taxi. Under that Use menu, there's active tickets, there's available tickets, and then there's history tickets. These are tickets that you've already used. History is tickets you've already used. Available tickets are tickets that you've purchased, but you haven't used it yet. And then active tickets are ones that are in play. So you would tap on the ticket you want to use. In this case, I would want to use my water taxi ticket. And then this is what your phone would look like. It shows you that you now have a live ticket. It's good for 2 hours to take the water taxi.
And this right here is the Orca card that Stephanie mentioned as the second payment option for this campaign. These blue Orca cards are very popular and useful when riding transit. And you can actually use this one Orca card on 9 different transit agencies. Some familiar one might be King County, Sound Transit, as well as the Seattle Streetcar. We want to let you know that whenever you're using an Orca card, you want to make sure you have the best rate that fits for you. There are multiple different tiers and types of Orca card for different rates for riders who may qualify for a reduced fare rate price. You can see in this chart right here, the average adult rides for $2.75. In comparison, for seniors age 65 and above, riding at $1, which can go a long way and stretch pretty far. These different tiers are often based on age, income, and needs of paratransit. A few examples are youth who are age 6 to 8, seniors, and those who are at or below the 200 federal poverty level line. We also want to mention that the Seattle Public School District is also offering Orca cards for students as they travel and go to school via transit. And you can also look at your local school district to see if students qualify for that. Next, we are very excited that King County Metro is introducing the subsidized annual pass. This pass is really special where it allows riders to ride free for an entire year. The eligibility for this pass is a specific pool for clients who are eligible for other essential state programs. Just to name a few, if you have family or friends or know anyone in these programs, such as temporary assistance for needy families, refugee cash assistance, and housing and essential needs. To enroll in this program, there are different methods to get the subsidized annual pass. You can apply for them via online, over the phone, or travel in person at one of the locations listed on the screen here today. A little bit more about the Orca card and how you can manage it. OrcaCard.com is very helpful. This allows you to access your account. You can log in and manage loading money, check the balance, also report missing or damaged cards. If you do not have access to a phone or online, you also can upload more money on your Orca card in person at a ticket vending machine or at your local retail stores such as a Safeway or a QFC in your neighborhood. Want to let everyone know that this right now currently is accessible via phone on a website. Currently is not available via app just yet. And one of the last benefits that we have using an Orca card is actually it allows you to transfer, which Stephanie mentioned in the beginning, from different transit agencies within a 2-hour time frame. And this feature actually replaces old transfer slips like this black one you might see on the screen that were used on the pass in Metro buses. And on the right-hand bottom corner is another example of an ORCA card for people who are eligible for the Regional Reduced Fare Permit. And this one is a little bit different, where it has a teal bar on the top for seniors. That's going to be different than that blue card above it. And now, after learning a little bit about our ORCA card, just a reminder that these are two different options. If any one of them seems more suitable for you, if you are not always on your phone and are more old school and paper copy, I would definitely suggest the ORCA card. If you're a little bit more into technology, I think Transit Go Ticket app is a great resource as well.
So thank you for your attention. And I just want to kind of take a step back and recognize that, like, you know, there are several buses in the West Seattle area. We highlighted a couple of the buses that have interesting connections. But there's, you know, I can actually show you, here's a list of all the buses in the West Seattle area and all the places they go. So we didn't obviously have time to go into that this evening. And that's where some of this additional trip planning assistance that you can look into on your own or with our assistance is where you'll kind of get some more information and start to figure out what would work. And then the reason that we're offering folks $25 in free trips is so that you can try this and try that and see what is really a good sustainable option for you. So these are some additional ways of finding more information. First of all, if you want to sign up for the Flip Your Trip program, that is the link to do that. If you have any questions along the way, you can also just email us at info@flipyourtrip.org. HOPELINK's email and phone number is listed down below, mobility@hopelink.org. And then if you have general questions about the West Seattle Bridge, there's both an email address, and this is about like construction or you know, home zone projects, things like that. There's also a phone line, and that phone line has an option to leave messages and get responses in multiple languages. So that's available to you as well. So if you are associated with a community organization and would like us to bring this presentation to your community, we're very open to doing that. And we can also offer interpretation as part of that. So if that's something that you're interested in, please follow up with us. And so that we're just trying to make this information as available to as many people in as many ways as possible.